Hello everyone, welcome to Josh's Boxes. My name is Josh, and today I want to make the first character sheet of Erolith Dawnwind. The previous video was all about establishing who Erolith was and what his kind of backstory is, and today I made our first iteration of Erolith in the form of the D&D 2014 5e system. Here's his character sheet. I mostly just wanted all this together for the thumbnail. So we don't need this, I already made the character, so I'm just gonna move his art right here. And let's talk about this iteration of Erolith. So I chose to make him a Wood Elf fighter. I think that was the best fit. The fighter gets a lot of access to weapons that I wanted him to have. And so I made him a fighter, and his backstory doesn't really have any magic or anything in it. So I think that fighter was the best choice. He is an Outlander background because he grew up kind of out in the woods. So I felt the Outlander was the best. Wood Elf because, specifically the forest, and I like the fact that, he doesn't really have access to magic. And so he's a Wood Elf rather than like a High Elf or whatever. And it kind of complements like the more like woody tone of his skin that he has. Pretty average, like 13 armor class. I gave him a +2 in dexterity because he is decent with the bow. I gave him +2 in strength because he is good at fighting, and I kind of made him equal on those fronts where he's +2 strength, +2 dexterity to represent kind of like his ability to fight with melee weapons and ranged weapons are all like pretty good. He's got a +2 constitution because he's really tough, but then he's got a -1 intelligence and a -1 in charisma because he grew up in the woods and didn't receive an education or anything, so doesn't know a lot of history and stuff like that, and he's kind of awkward around people, kind of quiet, reserved, but like very blunt when he speaks. So I give him a -1 charisma. But since he lived in the woods and knows his way around like survival and stuff like that, I gave him a +2 wisdom. So most of his stats are really good, or like fairly good, except for intelligence and charisma, and those ones are bad. I used the point buy system to determine these stats. That's you can probably hear my little baby in the background. He's making cute little sounds. He's got, I won't go over all his skills, but the ones he's proficient in are animal handling, athletics, intimidation, perception, and survival. I think that fits his character pretty well with a 14. Passive wisdom, he's hard to sneak up on. His equipment, he's got Storm Scar, his sword that got hit by lightning, a longbow. I gave him a gauntlet weapon, which is just a reskinned warhammer, and it's just the idea that he can use his gauntlets to punch people really hard. So I reskinned the hammer as gauntlets, and then he's got his hand axe and a knife. Normally he would have just gotten 2 hand axes, but I traded out one of the hand axes for a knife, and I think that's fine. Besides that, his equipment includes just like all the stuff that an explorer's pack comes with, like a sleeping bag and a tinderbox and all that stuff. So a lot of the survival equipment that I wanted him to have is present, with like the mess kit and the torches and the rations and the water skin. All of that is in his equipment, so I'm pretty happy about that. His abilities, he's got dark vision and fey ancestry and trance from being an elf. He's got the mask of the wild for being a wood elf, so that means he can kind of see in the dark. He has advantage against being charmed. He only has to sleep for 4 hours, and it's like meditation. I almost dropped my pencil. And the Mask of the Wild lets him blend in with the woods better, which again also fits his backstory of growing up in the woods. His fighting style is great weapon fighting to kind of show that he prefers his fighting with Storm Scar. He's got the second wind ability from being a fighter, so he can regain some hit points. His origin that goes with his Outlander background is a guide, which is exactly his background. He's got the Wanderer ability from being the Outlander, which means he's got a great memory for maps and geography, and it says he can find food and water for up to 5 people if the land provides. That's a really crazy ability. It fits into his backstory pretty well, but that's a really strong ability. Let's see, he's got 12 hit points, so pretty decent for a first level character, 12 hit points. And then his personality traits, I can steer down a hellhound without flinching. I face problems head on. A simple, direct solution is the best path to success. His ideals are I'm going to work hard to earn a better life. Bond is I'm trying to earn enough gold to impress Kenna's father and receive permission to marry Kenna. And then flaws, I'm slow to trust anyone I don't know. Overall, this took me 49 minutes to make this character, and most of the time sinks were in determining his stats and his personality traits and stuff like that. Because I did the point buy, I did a lot of like put a point here, put a point there to try and get like, that's why all these are +2. Like this is a 14, that's a 14, and then these are 15s. So I like just barely got them. And then these are 8s, where like these are like worth 0 points. So I spent a lot of time fiddling to get what I felt was like the best possible stats to represent his character. So that was a big time sink. And I didn't normally, in character creation with the player's handbook, you take all of your personality traits and stuff from your background, but I went through all the different ones because I didn't feel like the ones from the Outlander background super fit his character. And so I took some from like the criminal, some from the soldier, and just like bounced around a lot. So it took a long time to, and I think I just ended up making up the one about marrying Kenna. I just made that up. And like ideals, I kind of like merged the wording of a lot of them. So this was kind of a time sink too, of like trying to fine tune these different things so that it fit his personality. But this is one of my favorite parts of 5e, the fact that you can put like your character's personality so succinctly in a few sentences on the character sheet. From my understanding of 2024 D&D, that's not there anymore, and that makes me sad. I don't have D&D 2024, but I intend to make Erolith in D&D 2024 at some point. So I'll get that in the future one day, but I'm sad that this has been taken away because I really like that. I really like including the character's personality on their character sheet, and the fact that the rulebook kind of supported that and gave me options was something that I liked. That's probably one of the favorite things I like about 5e character creation. Overall, I don't love it because it takes so long. Like I said, 49 minutes for one character, and I know this system super well. I wasn't flipping back between pages trying to learn stuff. This was just how long it takes to write all this stuff down, and so it is like more on the complicated side. Most systems I doubt will take me an hour to make the character, especially OSR type systems. But oh yeah, I guess I didn't talk about this. He speaks Elvish and Dwarvish. I chose Dwarvish because he got an extra language from being an Outlander, and in his backstory he was trained to use a sword by a dwarf, so he speaks a little bit of Dwarvish, and it would just be like battle commands basically. And he can play the flute. He's proficient in flute playing. And then all the other stuff is just normal fighter. He gets proficiency in all weapons and all armors, basically. So yeah, that is Erolith Dawnwind as presented through D&D 2014. So I'm going to be trying to post videos every Friday in this new year, so we'll see how that goes. So the next few videos will be either this and other systems or Crash Chronicles or what have you. But anyways, this is Erolith Dawnwind. Hope you liked the video. Hope you found it was interesting, and I hope that the more videos I add to this series, the more interesting it becomes as you're able to compare more and more different systems and their character creation. But thanks so much for watching, and until next time, ciao.